Hi you guys, I hope you're doing so well. It is around 3 o'clock here and I am just about to go and break an 18-hour fast. I didn't intend for it to be an 18-hour fast. Normally I just do 16 max, but I ended up having to extend my fast because of the work that I had to get done. So I am going to take you guys downstairs and I thought I would just take you along for the journey today and show you what I eat in an average day when I'm fasting and how I fit in my nutrients in a much smaller eating window and the kinds of foods that I eat. So the first thing that I'm going to do is make an acai bowl. I think I am fiending for an acai bowl. I love it so much, and it's also the perfect thing for me to start days with because I like to have something raw first thing in the morning, just so I can get all my really fresh fruits and vegetables in early and on an empty stomach before going in with cooked foods. I find that my digestion is better when I eat that way rather than having cooked foods first. And it also just starts me on the right step, knowing that I've put something so nutritious into my body. So an acai bowl is perfect for that, especially when I can pack it full of a lot of greens, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I do that. So to make our acai bowls, I pulled out our blender, and into it normally I would add frozen raspberries, but I've run out, so I'm just gonna use what I have left, and then that's like half a cup, and then I'm going to add in mixed berries. This pack has raspberries as well, and then blueberries and blackberries. So I'm going to do like 2 cups worth. Perfect. And then into this, I'm going to add acai. You can use frozen acai too, but it's harder to find, it's more expensive, and this is a good quality one, so I just like to use this. Then some maca powder. I love using this. It is really great to balance hormones, and it tastes like caramel, so it's a nice little addition. And then into this, I'm also going to put some collagen powder. I try and put this in wherever I can fit it. So I'm gonna use 2 spoons. And then my secret ingredient, I'm going to use some TEAMI greens powder. This is a superfood blend and it's packed with all the magic ingredients: wheatgrass, dandelion, chlorophyll, spirulina, chlorella, spinach, broccoli, kale, kelp, you name it. And the best part is it mixes so well and it gets totally camouflaged by the flavor of all the berries, so you can't even tell you're having it. And this is how I force my younger sister to get micronutrients in her diet, because she has the diet of a typical 13-year-old. So I feel like if I've given her this, I've done something good for her diet for the day. Normally to this, I would also add some coconut yogurt, but I'm going to have to use some coconut milk instead, or water. The yogurt definitely adds to the consistency of the acai bowl, and it really just makes the flavor a lot better, but work with what you have. And if you can't find coconut yogurt and want to keep it dairy-free, then those are great alternatives also. Our acai bowls are done. You want to take the first bite?
Okay.
Here you go. Mm-hmm. It's good, huh? Does it taste like I put green powder in it? That is the best part. I love using this powder specifically. I've tried so many and I like quite a few, but this one blends into food phenomenally. It dissolves in water really well if you're just having it in water. It's so well-rounded, it's completely clean, and I just like that it can be put into something like an acai bowl and it be palatable for not only me, but also her. I actually have a code for you guys with TEAMI as well. They were gracious enough to send me their greens product and also a tumbler and give me a code for you guys. So if you enter Mashal25 at checkout, all capitals, it will give you 25% off. Cheers. Would you pay $25 for this bowl?
Yeah.
Okay. What should we make next? So now that we demolished those bowls, I am going to prep for our next meal, which is going to be some spaghetti squash pasta. So the way that you prep this is wash it and then lay it lengthwise and cut it straight down the middle. So be careful as you do this. They're really tough. So once you've split it, you just want to take a fork and remove all of the insides here. I just cut it in half. I cored out the inside and then I drizzled the top with olive oil and a sprinkle of salt and a lot of pepper, but that was on accident. And now I am going to bake this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes until this is soft when I poke a fork into it. So it's actually about an hour later now. I cooked the squash facing downwards. I forgot to add that in the last clip, for about 45 minutes, and then tested it with a fork and then let it cool for 15 minutes. And now we're about to start turning it into spaghetti. This is what the squash looks like. Like I said, I cooked it facing downwards. It's still a little warm, so I'm going to just take a paper towel to help me grab it. And it's totally cooked on the inside, and as you can see, it forks really easily. And all you're going to do is start pulling at it. This one is actually a little overcooked, so I could have cooked it for slightly less time. But as you can see, it just falls apart and turns into spaghetti. This is what it ends up looking like, a little spaghetti-like, and a great low-carb, low-GI alternative to actual spaghetti or pasta. And on top, I'm just going to pour this pre-made rosé sauce. This has so many vegetables in it, it's dairy-free, and if you'd like, I can include a recipe for this in a future video. It just looks soupy now, but once you mix it all in with the two textures combining of the vegetables and the sauce and the savoriness of the sauce and the slight crunch of the spaghetti squash, it is so, so satisfying. Time for another first reaction as I make Maiza taste test all my food today.
Yummy.
It's good, right? It's kind of like pasta?
Yeah. It's easier to chew.
And you're gonna feel better digestion-wise afterwards. If a 13-year-old enjoys it, and if this 13-year-old enjoys it, anyone will enjoy it.
You act as if I don't eat vegetables.
You choose to not eat vegetables more often than you eat vegetables.
I actually don't eat vegetables at all.
It is time for my last meal, and I'm gonna make some tacos to round out the day. I have some detailed and deveined shrimp prepared here, and it's defrosted. And into this, I'm just going to add a pre-made fajita mix that we made here at home. It's just a mix of a few herbs, and I'll include the proportions in the description below. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this all over the shrimp. And then I'm just going to drizzle some olive oil on top. Ideally, you want to have this marinating for as long as possible, but if you're in a hurry, it's fine to just do it beforehand. Just make sure your shrimp are defrosted or your prawns are defrosted and ready to go. This is ready to cook, and I also have some bell peppers and some coriander to put on it, and some homemade salsa. I have my corn tortillas warming up here on low heat. They're 100% corn, no wheat. And then I am going to, on the other pan, pour in my shrimp mixture. I'm just going to spread them out a little bit so it's an even layer and they cook evenly. But other than that, I'm going to try not to disturb them until I have to flip them. Before I have to flip these over to cook on the other side, I'm just grinding some fresh black pepper on top. And I'm going to add a squeeze of lime. I don't like to do this too early or to marinate it in lime sauce because the lime cooks the shrimp a little bit. And I like it to be as fresh as possible. I've put my shrimp in a separate bowl, and I'm just going to cook up my bell peppers in this same pan. To assemble each taco, what I'm going to do is start with a little bit of homemade salsa. This is a mixture of tomato, jalapeno, coriander, onion, garlic, and some chili peppers. And then I am going in with my shrimp that have been cooked, and I'll add them on top. This is not going to be pretty, by the way. I don't pride myself on presentation, just on taste. And all the shrimp makes sure that I'm getting a good amount of protein in my day also, since my other two meals didn't really have much. Then I'm going to top that with some fresh coriander. I like the stems and all. On top of that, I'm just going to add a squeeze of lime. And finally, to finish off, I'm just going to add some of our bell peppers. And you're good to go. So this is the last meal of my day. It's hearty and delicious and really fuels me for the rest of the evening, and also prepares me to start fasting for the next day. So that's all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't really recipe focused. I more just wanted to talk about the content of food and the pattern in which I eat it when I am fasting. So if you would like any recipes for any of these meals or any other meals, please let me know and I will be sure to do a video on that for you. But otherwise, I'm gonna go enjoy my meal and I will see you guys soon. Bye.